Hello students, welcome to the EPG Pathshala. I am Renu Arora, former Head Education and Training Division, CSIR, NISCARE, New Delhi. Today I am going to talk about the module Organization of National Information Systems and Programs. This is from the paper Information Sources, Systems and Services. As you are aware, information systems are required for well-being of every nation. In fact, in this particular paper, we are going to cover some well-established national information organizations. These organizations include prominent national documentation and information centers, information systems, professional organizations with international standing. Also explained are the programs and activities being undertaken by such organizations in promotion, coordination and development of library and information activities. The objectives of this module are to elaborate the national organizations that are engaged in the development of library and information services in India. We'll recognize the organizations engaged in performing information function in various subjects. We'll also try to understand the role in providing information to the target users. In fact, the users are quite varied and they belong to different levels of management. So, the organizations strive to provide information to all these levels of users so that their information requirements are taken care of. We'll also explain the programs and activities that are being undertaken by such organizations in promotion, coordination and development of library and information services. We'll also identify and detail specifically the role played by some representative organizations in the field of science and technology, social sciences and humanities. The major national information system and programs in India are launched by the Indian government and other organizations in the field of science and technology, social sciences and humanities. These can be put in three categories: information systems and programs in science and technology, information systems and programs in social sciences, information systems and programs in humanities. When we talk about information systems and programs in India, we have these programs available in various subject areas. These are in the field of science and technology, social sciences and humanities. Let's first examine what are the major information systems in science and technology. Firstly, we have the Technology Information Facilitation Program, popularly referred to as TIFP. It was formerly the NISAT, which has now been replaced by the TIFP. Then next one is in the subject of biotechnology, referred to as BTIS, that is Biotechnology Information System. In the field of environment science, we have the ENVIS. ENVIS is Environmental Information System. Then there is the UGC's InfLibNet, which is Information and Library Network. And one of the oldest systems operating, or we can say a network operating, that is National Informatics Center, that is NIC. Besides that, there are organizations. The most popular organization in the field of science and technology had been the former Indian National Scientific Documentation Center, the INSTOC, which is now referred to as NISCARE after having merged with another institution. This is National Institute of Science, Communication and Information Resources. Besides that, there is the INDEST Consortium. In addition to this, the Defense Scientific and Information Documentation Center, the DESIDOC, is catering to the requirements of the defense scientists. And then in the subject of medical sciences, we have the Indian Medlar Center, popularly referred to as IMC. Besides this, there are a large number of information centers in various subject areas. We have in agriculture and other aspects also. So, we are going to discuss some of these centers in this particular module. Technology Information Facilitation Program, popularly referred to as TIF. TIFP is one of the components of Technology Promotion, Development and Utilization Program of the Department of Scientific and Industrial Research. The broad objective of the program is to generate endogenous capacities for the development and utilization of digital information and provide inputs to S&T research and industrial development. TIF is therefore being implemented as a cooperative and collaborative venture and built around the existing infrastructure wherever possible. The specific objectives of TIFP are: firstly, develop appropriate endogenous information capacities to support the R&D activities. Secondly, to support the production of local content and promote use of indigenous knowledge. Thirdly, to promote information and knowledge networking at local, regional and national levels to facilitate flow and sharing of information resources. Map the national S&T productivity in relation to the international trend, and lastly, to promote national and international cooperation in related areas. In the field of biotechnology, we have the Biotechnology Information System. In fact, the main task that this system is carrying out is that there are various organizations in our country referring to the field of biotechnology. So, this particular center or system caters to need of all these organizations. It's basically a, we can say that, an apex body in this area which is looking after the other organizations in the related field. The following are some of the major thrusts of this particular program. Firstly, to undertake advanced research in frontier areas of bioinformatics and computational biology. In fact, all the latest areas in the field of biology are taken care of in this particular system. Then the, another thrust area is to develop world-class human resources in bioinformatics. Besides this, it takes care of establishing effective academia-industry interface. So here, all the applications of the biotechnology system are taken care of so that industry is getting benefited. Besides this, the system also pursues and promotes international cooperation with leading institutions, organizations, and countries in the world. As I have already said, that this is an apex body in this particular subject area. So, with all the other countries, whatever their similar institutions are, this is forming linkages with those countries or other organizations in those countries and institutions. And lastly, this particular system is creating world-class platform for technology development, transfer and commercialization. Besides this, the organization has an excellent library that is taking care of developing the collection and offering services to users within the country and also answering queries, etc. It also brings out some publications as well. InflibNet, Information and Library Network. InflibNet is involved in modernizing university libraries in India and connecting them as well as information centers in the country through a nationwide high-speed data network using the state-of-the-art technologies for the optimum utilization of information. InflibNet is also involved in promoting scholarly communication using academicians and researchers in India. It can be defined as a computer communication network of libraries and information centers of universities, institutions of national importance, R&D institutions, bibliographical information centers, etc., thereby improving the capability of information handling and services. The primary objectives of InflibNet are: firstly, to promote and establish communication facilities to improve capability in information transfer and access that provide support to scholarship, learning, research, and academic pursuits through cooperation and involvement of agencies concerned. And secondly, to establish InflibNet, that is Information and Library Network, a computer communication network for linking libraries and information centers in academic sector. Let's now talk about the famous National Institute of Science, Communication and Information Resources, popularly referred to as NISCARE. The Indian National Scientific Documentation INSTOC was set up in 1952 with the technical assistance from UNESCO. Also, the National Institute of Science Communication, that is NISCOM, the erstwhile Publications and Information Directorate PID, was set up in 1951 to publish scientific journals, periodicals, and to compile information on the country's raw material in the form of an encyclopedic publication of national importance. Both these institutions, that is the NISCOM and the INSTOC, merged on September 30th, 2002 to give rise to a new institution referred to as National Institute of Science, Communication and Information Resources, that is NISCARE, which devotes itself to science communication, dissemination of science and technology information management systems, services for users with the application of modern information technology structures. Besides that, a large number of publications are also brought out. The mission statement of NISCARE is to become the prime custodian of all information resources on current and traditional knowledge systems in science and technology in the country, and to promote communication in science to diverse constituents at all levels using the most appropriate technologies. The institute publishes 7 primary journals, which also include a library science journal and 2 secondary scientific research journals. Besides various publications and information services, major national level projects for the science and technology community handled by NISCARE are National Science Digital Library, that is NSDL, National Knowledge Resource Consortium, Digital Information Resource Facility, and NISCARE Online Periodicals Depository. For a long time, the erstwhile INSTOC had been also carrying out library automation projects for several libraries of India on turnkey basis as well. So, NISCARE basically is one of the premier institutions in our country for the users in science and technology. And NISCARE library is the National Science Library. This takes care of acquiring all the S&T primary journals in the field of science and technology. Defense Scientific and Information Documentation Center, that is DESIDOC. DESIDOC is functioning under the Defense Science Laboratory. DRDO provides S&T information to the DRDO headquarters and its various other labs located all over India. The center offers library services, information services, technical services, database development, training, multimedia laboratory facilities, and publications to the scientists of DRDO. DESIDOC also functions as the publication wing of DRDO, providing scientific and technical information via specialized publications, monographs, technical bulletins, online journals, and popular science publications. The chief activities of DESIDOC are network services, library services, information processing and dissemination, database development, DRDO publications, training, technical services, etc. Talking about the field of medicine, the Indian Medlar Center is the premier institution in our country in this regard. The Indian Medlar Center IMC was set up in 1986 as a collaborative project between Indian Council of Medical Research, that is ICMR, New Delhi, and National Informatics Center NIS to provide biomedical information services from the Medlars databases of National Library of Medicine NLM of USA. In fact, National Library of Medicine is the world famous library in the field of medicine. It acquires all the medicine related journals, etc., and it's one of the biggest, we can say, a database as well as a library in the world. This center became recognized as the 17th International Medlar Center and is more popularly known as the Indian Medlar Center, IMC. The center caters to the information needs of medical community of India, as INDMED is a database covering prominent peer-reviewed Indian medical journals. This database is designed to provide medical professionals, researchers, students, and the medical library professionals quick and easy access to Indian literature. We have already taken a look at the various information systems and programs in science and technology in India. Let's now move on to the field of social sciences. In India, major initiatives in the field of social sciences have been by the Indian Council of Social Science Research ICSSR and its related bodies. These include Indian Council of Social Science Research, UGC Inter-University Center for International Studies, UGC Inter-University Center for Humanities and Social Sciences, Indo-American Center of International Studies IACIS. Besides these institutions, there are many more institutions catering to the requirement of social scientists in India in the various other fields. For example, we have in the field of public administration, economics, etc., some very famous institutions, and in subsequent sections of the module we will be covering some of these institutions as well. Information systems and programs in social sciences. Some of the organizations which other than which have already been informed in social sciences research are Gokhale Institute of Politics and Economics, Indian Institute of Public Administration, SNDT Women's University Documentation Center, National Council for Applied Economic Research, Tata Institute of Social Sciences. Indian Council of Social Science Research ICSSR. ICSSR was established in 1969 by Ministry of Human Resource Development as an autonomous body to promote social science research in our country. The Council supports 27 research centers and 6 regional centers all over the country. The Council offers grants to institutions and individuals, offers fellowships, arranges training in research and provides guidance in research, and supports library and documentation centers for providing information services in social sciences. There are a large number of books and journals published by the Council. Some of the programs or activities of ICSSR: firstly, National Social Science Documentation Center; secondly, Indo-Dutch Program on Alternatives in Development; and Documentation Center for Asian Studies. Just like in science, we have seen the NISCARE, that is erstwhile INSDOC. In social sciences also, we do have a National Social Science Documentation Center referred to as the NASADOC. The National Social Science Documentation Center, NASADOC, was established in 1969 as a division of ICSSR with the objective to provide library and information support services to researchers in social sciences. Those working in academic institutions, autonomous research organizations, policy making, planning, and research units of government departments, business, and industry. NASDOC provides guidance to libraries of ISSR regional centers and ICSSR maintained research institutes. In fact, NASDOC is one of the main organizations in our country and pioneer institution with regard to social science. Also, all social science related research, etc., details of that are available in the NASDOC. In addition to this, the NASDOC is carrying out plenty of projects also in the field of social sciences. The library of NASDOC is completely computerized and is very famous, as well as for all the users who require information in social sciences. This is the one of the best places to visit and to find their collection of their use. Indian Institute of Public Administration, IIPA. It is an autonomous academic institution of national eminence for training, research, and information dissemination in streams related to the field of public administration. Located in Delhi, it is recognized internationally as a premier center for training and research in public administration and management. The chief objective of this institution is to promote and provide for the study of public administration and economic and political science, with special reference to public administration and the machinery of government and educational purposes. The activities of the institute are organized in four interrelated areas of research, training, advisory services, and dissemination of information. The institution has enriched the literature on public administration through a large number of serials and monographs besides research studies, proceedings of seminars, conferences, etc. The institute also brings out 5 periodicals regularly. The IIPA library is one of the major social science resources in India. Economics being one of the major subjects of social sciences, there are plenty of organizations in our country which are catering to the requirement of users wanting information in the field of economics. One such institution is National Council of Applied Economic Research, that is NCAER. It is in New Delhi. NCAER has done pioneer research work in the area of applied economics and with an emphasis on policy analysis and application of modern quantitative techniques to development issues, regional development and planning, household income, consumption, savings, investment, and energy. This institution has a unique position in the country for designing and executing large scale sample surveys on regional and human development as well as a large range of consumer products. NACER has built up a rich database on economic and commercial data. Its clients include government ministries, planning commission, state governments, public and private sector companies and international agencies. The library of NCAER has very rich collection in the field of economics, and all economics researchers find this as a very valuable resource. Information systems and programs in humanities. Major organizations in the subject of humanities are National Archives of India, New Delhi, National Museum, New Delhi, Indian Council for Cultural Relations, ICCR, Indian Council for Historical Research, ICHR, New Delhi, Indira Gandhi National Center for Arts, New Delhi, National Mission for Manuscripts, New Delhi. In India, besides the mentioned ones, several other organizations have also come up to promote and support research activities in the field of humanities. Libraries and information centers attached to these organizations help researchers and users in their activities. National Archives of India. The National Archives of India is the repository of the non-current records of the Government of India and is holding them in trust for the use of administrators and scholars. It is an attached office of the Department of Culture under Ministry of Tourism and Culture. The chief vision of NAI is to maintain the cultural heritage of the country. Set up in 1891 in Calcutta as the Imperial Record Department and subsequent to the transfer of the national capital to New Delhi in 1911, it was shifted to its present building in 1926. The various categories of records held by the National Archives are public records, oriental records, manuscripts, and private papers. NAI preserves and documents the collection for use by scholars, provides training in various aspects of archival science at professional level, and provides assistance to state archives, museums, libraries, and voluntary organizations for preservation and maintaining of rare manuscripts books in their custody. The National Archives ensures longevity of documents in its custody through various conservation and photo duplication processes. The document department has invented a unique process of repairing and regenerating documents. National Mission for Manuscripts, New Delhi. This was launched in February 2003 by the Ministry of Tourism and Culture, Government of India, to save the most valuable but less visible of our cultural inheritances. Indira Gandhi National Centre for Arts is the national nodal agency for the implementation of the mission and houses the National Manuscripts Library. The National Manuscripts Library is envisaged as the central repository for microfilms and digital copies of all Indian manuscripts. The library is expected to provide manuscript services to the scholars for assessing any information and obtaining microfilm digital copies. The mission collaborates with other national institutions and several partner institutions in the country. The mission's objectives with regard to the manuscripts located all over the country are survey and locate, catalog and compile, conserve and preserve, promote access, promote scholarship, and public outreach. The mission's main aim is to create an electronic database of manuscripts. The database contains information of various kinds of India's manuscripts, including titles, themes, authors, commentaries, scripts, languages, conservation status, etc. The database contains information on existing catalogs. The mission endeavors to provide complete and valid information about each manuscript. Department of Culture. The Department of Culture has initiated action for networking of 5 major libraries of India. These are Central Secretariat Library, New Delhi, National Museum Library, New Delhi, National Gallery of Modern Art Library, New Delhi, National Archives of India, New Delhi, Archaeological Survey of India Library, New Delhi. The network has several objectives. These are availability of library catalog details on computers, intra-library accessibility of records, intranet access for libraries, and remote login to the internal database and networks. India has a rich cultural heritage, and with this in view, several prominent institutions in the field of historical research or humanities have been set up in our country. Besides that, when we talk about the cultural aspects, again, India is famous for its cultural activities. With this in view, the Indian Council for Cultural Relations (ICCR) was founded in New Delhi. It was set up in 1950, and the council was established by the famous Shri Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad for strengthening the ties of cultural cooperation and exchange between India and other countries. The chief objectives of the council include participation in the formation of policies and programs related to India's cultural relations and to promote cultural exchange with other countries and people. The chief activities of the council are exchange of visits of scholars, academicians, artists, performing artists, collaboration with foreign cultural centers in India, and providing scholarship to foreign students in India for study and research. Besides this, the Indian Council for Cultural Relations also collaborates with other similar organizations in our country. Indira Gandhi National Centre for the Arts. Established in 1985, INCA is a center encompassing the study and experience of all the arts. The chief aims of the center are to serve as a major resource center for the arts, especially written, oral, and visual source material, to undertake research and publication program of reference works, glossaries, dictionaries, and encyclopedia containing the arts and the humanities, to establish a tribal and folk arts division with a core collection for conducting systematic scientific studies and for live presentation. The center utilizes multimedia computer technology to create a wide variety of software packages that communicate cultural information. The center comprises of 5 divisions, namely Kalanidhi. It collects primary and secondary material on humanities. Kalakosa. It is concerned with research and publication activities of Indira Gandhi National Center for Arts. Janapada Sampada. It complements Kala Kosa with regard to eco-cultural, socio-economic context, lifestyle studies, multimedia presentation, events, etc. Kala Darshan. It deals with exhibitions, lectures, conferences in areas of art and culture. And lastly, Sutradhara. This is administrative division and international dialogue unit. Indian Council for Historical Research, New Delhi. Established in 1972 by the Government of India as an autonomous body, the ICHR aims to promote and support historical research in the country. Besides achieving the chief goal of an interdisciplinary approach in historical perspectives, the Council also funds seminars, conferences, workshops related to history. The publications brought out by the Council are in areas that include Indian history and allied areas, reference books and history of Asia and neighboring countries. To assist the scholars in the various parts of the country, the Council has 2 regional centers in Guwahati and Bangalore. The Library cum Documentation Center of the Council caters to information needs of research scholars. The 2 journals published by ICHR are the Indian Historical Review in English and Itihas in Hindi. The Library and Documentation Center of ICHR is a leading information reference center in the field of Indian history and allied disciplines. It is well equipped with large amount of printing material which includes books, reports, conference, theses, etc. Apart from these, the library has a good collection of microfilms and microfiche in concerned subjects. The library also subscribes to over 100 national and international journals in print and e-form from many publishers from India and abroad. We have already seen what are the various information organizations in our country in the field of science and technology, social sciences, and humanities. I would like to remind you here that all these details are provided in your e-course material, and the websites of each of these institutions provides all the details. The web address of each and every institution and organization that has been covered has been given in your e-course material. Now let us conclude. In this module, we have discussed that in India, information systems, services and facilities are being built up at various levels in all subject areas. Development of capability in information handling and dissemination helps a country in advancement, understanding, decision making, planning and policy making, technology transfer, minimizing duplication of effort, and conservation of resources. The national organizations, international organizations, and professional bodies are all engaged in providing services and products which help in closing the information gap. Growing demand for information and increasing use of present facilities and services indicates the need and importance of such national and special information organizations within our information infrastructure. The national information activities in the field of science and technology, social sciences, and humanities have been broadly outlined. And lastly, the programs and activities being undertaken by such organizations in promotion, coordination, and development of library and information services have also been listed. All the other details regarding the various organizations that we have discussed are given in your e-course material along with the web address as well as web references and other references are provided in your course material. Thank you.